Hey, one and all and one. I hope you're doing good. This is episode 3 of our podcast, the dysfunctional podcast, the family podcast. How many times can Ebony say the word podcast? Count. Anyway, I'm calling it Oh Mother. We talk about a lot of things here. My mom talks about why she had to live in the projects with a heroin addict while her mom lived in a really nice condo that was just across the street right after her parents got divorced. And I also told her what it was like for me and my sister when she and my dad got divorced and we had to move to Chicago in the dead ass middle of winter. Spoiler alert, it really sucked for a long time. But all in all, this episode is about how even though our moms get on our last nerve, we love them to death. So I hope you enjoy it.
Hey guys, this podcast is brought to you specially from Is Her Breath Humming?
Like a church choir.
Is his breath kicking?
Like Jackie Chan in Rush Hour 3.
Don't just throw their whole mouth away. Get him or her some Breaf Skrips. Easily dissolvable scripts with a long-lasting minty scriff. Tell them where they can find it.
You can find it at breafskrips.com. Once again, that is breafskrips.com. I know how you know how to spell it. If you don't, look it up. Don't ask me. That saves. Can you pretty please put your headphones on? Oh, rage.
Oh my God.
Like me.
Jesus Christ, here we go.
I've got to turn off the fan.
I love the Obamas, man. I miss them.
Why?
They like...
We literally miss people for photo ops.
I don't care. I like them.
They have nice outfits and they seem like cool people.
Nah, you know what they seem like? They seem like, not your mom and dad, but like that uncle and auntie who been married for so long and they just got the answers to everything and they are just so awesome. You know what I'm saying? And like you go to them for like all the advice that you have. Like,
that does not make somebody qualified to be the president just because they look cool.
I didn't say because he looked cool. You asked me why did I like him.
I see.
I said, oh, I miss the Obamas. And you asked why did I say that? And I gave you the answer. I didn't bring up anything political.
Nothing political.
What are you talking about?
I thought I heard you say I miss the Obamas.
I did.
I miss the Obamas as president.
I didn't say as president. I just said I miss the Obamas.
Just like in the public eye.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just trying to clarify. That's just me. I'm just trying to get an explanation. Am I crazy?
Spoiler alert. It never gets clarified because you're not going to allow it. So, what are we talking about today?
What? Why would you say? Of course it will.
Don't.
Okay, I'm listening.
What are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about our relationships with our mothers. And I think that segment prior to this segment was very indicative of that. Because I heard actually one of my favorite speakers say this in one of her speeches. She said that her mother was her favorite person in the world. Her most favorite person in the world, which I agree with. You know what I'm saying? My mom is my most favorite person in the world. But also, my mom is the one person in the world that can drive me absolutely insane like nobody else in this world. And I don't understand. I don't understand how it's possible to love somebody so much, but then also sometimes just want to, so that's the main thing that I want to talk about. So tell me, mommy, let me ask me about my relationship with you. That's what I want you to do. I'm being bossy.
As usual, you've been bossy since you were little. Okay, I have actual pictures of you with your finger out like this, pointing, bossing people.
You just wanted to make sure that you had the most functional home that you could.
Yes, because I saw that. So I told both of my parents I'm going to do, when I was pregnant with you, I said I'm going to do the opposite of what you did to me.
Okay.
So you tell me, did I accomplish my goal?
Yeah, you did a good job. But I feel like that's also a good segue into what I wanted to ask you about your life, which was like, how did you feel about your mom? Because I do know that your relationship wasn't very close when you were younger, but then as you got older, it got a bit closer.
Yeah.
So, like, what was it like, you know?
Like, at first, she's my best friend, you know, when I'm little. But then, after my parents' divorce, it just became kind of like about her. And I was put to the side. So it was a little bit of neglect going on in there because I did not always live with her. I lived with other people and people that's not even in my family. And I don't even know if my aunts and uncles knew about it. I don't think they did.
I see.
So during that time, no, she was not my friend. And
You started to become more angry with her, huh?
yeah, like short and kind of, you know what, kind of fed up.
Yeah.
So
Because you were like, what's going on?
yeah,
Would she ever address it, or
yeah, she addressed it.
what'd she say?
You mean when so I would say something like, why can't you just stay here today? Like, why do you always gotta go? And she'd be like, I got a life too. I want to live my life. I deserve to be happy. And I'm like, bitch, I'm 8.
Yeah.
8? You know what I'm saying? And these are like the off and on situations when I actually live with her, because there was a length of time where I did not. And one girl, I lived with her and her mom, and I barely knew them. I got to know them, of course, but I barely knew these people. I'm lucky it wasn't a weird situation.
So your mom kind of just, wow. Yeah, she couldn't even really make the commitment to be a mom.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, I'm still young. I'm still kicking it.
Yeah. And the guys that she dated did not have children, and they did not like children. So one of these things don't fit.
Yeah.
So I had to go. That one was kind of like, what?
Yeah, that would like
what? What do you mean? Like,
yeah.
what? And like, you know, you're little, so you don't really understand. Like, huh?
When did you start to realize that all of the stuff that she did was wrong? Did you know while she was doing it, or like a little bit after?
Well, a little after, cause like you can have a sleepover, but then when that sleepover is like 6 months in, it's like, oh, wait a minute, what? What's happening here? You know what I'm saying?
Who had a sleepover?
Like, okay, so for example, I met this girl, and I don't want to say her name because, you know, whatever, but I'll call her like Rika, whatever. It's really close to her name. So, like, I met her walking to school or something like that. We went to a Catholic school. It was called St. James Catholic School in Chicago. And it was like around these buildings called South Commons. It's like these like high-rise apartment buildings. And so we would walk to St. James Elementary. So her mom was like, I got her, you know, you can go to work, whatever, because they were walking too. So I started walking to school with them. But then me and that girl were in the same classroom too. So, you know, we started sitting by each other. We became really fast friends. Then I was like, Mom, you know, can I go over to her house? She lives right behind us. It was a project behind us. It was called Prairie Courts. So my mom was staying in South Commons, and Prairie Courts was like right behind it. My mom was like, yeah, sure. So, you know, I don't know what happened, but I just end up over there. We spent the weekend. I come back. Okay. So then it's a studio apartment that my mom is living in with this guy. I didn't know. I just thought like, oh, we're going to her boyfriend's house and I got to spend the night. But I didn't know
That's where she was living.
Yeah.
Like she wasn't stable enough to get her own place?
I don't know. I mean, I was little. So all I knew was like, okay, I'm on the layout couch and they're on like, he had like a couch and he had a bed that was across the room and they would like be on the bed And then they were like the layout couch for me. So I would like, sleep or whatever. But so anyway, one day I went to my friend's house. My mom let me have a sleepover and I just never went back. She had talked to the girl's mom and worked out a little situation to where I guess she paid her something, I don't know, and let me stay with them.
Wow, that's really crazy.
So that, because her boyfriend was like, I don't want, this kid in here. You know what I mean? And I was just like, oh my God, like I couldn't sleep sometime and I was like crying and stuff. And, she don't know why. I'm just like, I'm fucking stressed out. Like, girl, if you don't stop this, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I stayed with that girl in the projects literally right behind where my mom was living. And if I come outside, I can look up and see like her apartment. But what she didn't know and what I did not know, because I was a little kid and I had never seen this before, the girl's mom was on drugs. I didn't know.
Really?
I didn't. How am I supposed
like
to
crack
know?
or something?
No, I think it was like heroin or something.
Oh no.
And then yeah, and so like I didn't know though. The girl told me.
Really? She said, she was like, oh, my mom's on drugs?
She told me like when we got a little bit older, and I was like, really? And she goes, yeah, you didn't. I was like, I didn't notice any of that.
You're lucky.
I didn't, because I never seen it before. So
okay.
if she was doing heroin and fell asleep, I probably would have thought she
was just tired or something.
I didn't know.
Oh my God, I would have had a heart attack. That
I never
stuff,
seen it.
Really weirds me out.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it's, I'm weirded out by hard drugs and stuff like that because of all like the scary stories that you've told me and like some that other family members have told me.
I would never do
like
that
one
shit.
of our family members told me the worst drug experience they had was like on PCP.
Oh hell no.
And they were looking outside in the snow and all of a sudden they were inside and then outside and like their body was flashing. Yes, and stuff like that. That trips me out. But it's crazy because when you live in an area like that, especially back then when people didn't know, but when you live in like a poor area like that, a lot of the times people just need those drugs to escape. So that's why they use them.
I guess.
Because they're not happy, or they just get addicted.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I didn't know what it was, but at the same time, looking back, it explained why we were always hungry.
Because she never had money for food.
Right. And she was never there. So me and the girl, we would be in the projects right behind my mom's condo, hungry as fuck. No phone. You can't, and we can't play outside because we got instructions. Don't go outside.
Ever? Or just like
period. Because the mom was like, she was, she protected us in that regard. But, and then she did come back sometimes. She was there. I remember her being there. I remember her reading like a bedtime story. It was Brer Rabbit. And I didn't understand it. I thought it was like a joke. But, up until that point, I had been... Other than the weird shit that happened to me, I had been sheltered. I just, like, none of this, like, I was in, both my parents are working. My mom's was a teacher. My dad was, he was working at this place called Inland Steel. He's making good money. She making good money. We living in Hyde Park, little balcony and shit. Big ass apartment. You know what I mean? Like,
You just thought you were like living it up.
I mean, I was just safe. I was a little kid. I didn't know.
Do you know what's really so weird? In a way, I'm lucky because my story is definitely not as like scary as yours.
I'm so glad.
But in a way, I had like a similar experience to where I felt like when you and my dad were married, like we were living it up in nice military housing.
I put you in the same bubble because I didn't want you to see drugs.
But we were like living it up in military housing, and we had anything we wanted, and we had 2 cars and everything.
Except San Diego, that wasn't military housing. That was a condo.
Mommy, can I please finish talking? Thank you. Hey guys, we're going to interrupt the podcast really quickly for this sponsor. ASMR. 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 ASMR website.com. ASMR website.com.
You know where to find it.
Don't look it up. Actually, do look it up. Look it up and don't ask me how to spell it.
You know the website.
ASMRwebsite.com. One of the sponsors of the podcast today.
Moist.
That's gross. We had I had anything that I wanted, and my parents were always nice to me. We went on vacations, okay, like a regular middle class family. And then you guys got divorced, and then we get on a plane and we come in Chicago in the dead ass middle of winter. And we have to start school the next week with a bunch of meaner kids, okay? These kids are bigger and meaner, and they want to hurt your feelings. That's how it felt. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I left a tropical island to come here. And then, you know the most infuriating part? I'm still like this. It's like whenever people don't realize my greatness I know this is not... This is how I think about it in my head. This is probably a little narcissistic. But if people don't recognize my greatness upon the first few moments of meeting me, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know? So when people are not recognizing me, I'm like, okay, did they not know I'm a straight A student? You know?
And you were your whole life.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I had the list of things to brag about. I was probably like a little bit of an asshole as a kid.
And then you were really bossy. You know, like all the time.
You know what? I was watching this video on YouTube. It was like one of those spiritual videos, and this lady, I don't really believe much of what she says, but I was watching it kind of for entertainment, and she was talking about how the portal to she said the portal to another dimension is opening, and you have to really be careful, because when a portal to a new dimension is opening, such as when a season changes or something, if one of your ancestors wants to inhabit the body of your children,
the hell?
then they can.
Oh my God. People are crazy. What?
So that led me to my conclusion. What if I'm an old woman in a young woman's body?
That's possible. But you've been old for a long time, girl.
Old.
Mm-hmm. You've been bossing people around your whole life. I got pictures to prove it.
You know, Mommy, I think it's because the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
I beg your pardon, please, and thank you.
No, you know what? Some of the things that I've noticed about myself, I actually see in you as well. Now, whenever I watch you,
the awesomeness. I don't know about that other stuff. That's all you. You learn that.
No, like whenever I have a very strong opinion and you have a very strong opinion, we both have a very strong opinion, even about somebody else's life, we really try to push it.
Yeah, that's true. But you're more emotional than I am.
That's just because you're tougher. You have thicker skin.
I've never been like an extreme crier.
You're
you
cold
have
as
to
ice.
Legit hurt my feelings for me to cry.
It's because I am emotional. But what's wrong with being emotional? I like crying. It's cathartic.
Gonna make a time for that. You are very emotional, and you've been emotional your whole life.
That's not true. Well,
yes, it is.
Well, sometimes, you know what it is? You don't understand. This is something that you don't understand.
You sound 6 years old right now.
What do you mean?
You know what it is? You don't know. You understand. I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you, Mommy.
The only reason why I sound like I'm 6 years old is because you know me since I was 6 years old. Otherwise, I bet you if I knew you when you was younger, I probably would still pick up on some of the same things that you still say to this day.
I was a cool 6-year-old, and I was a snitch too.
I inherited that.
And
from
I didn't
you.
care about it. I give a fuck.
I
just
inherited
told
that from you
in front of everybody.
I inherited that from you. So how come? See, yeah, he did it, and this is why.
Yes,
because you know I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
Have you ever snitched on an adult before?
Yes, I have. So remember, we had you had like another couple that was a family, and they had like a daughter and a son.
Okay,
you know?
yeah.
And all of us used to hang out together. So one day, the
Yeah.
other dad, we'll call him Pete.
Just say the other dad, yeah.
Yeah, the other dad, Pete was watching me and my sister, and I saw him come down the stairs, talk to this young woman. She was really pretty, and she was smoking one of those cigarillos, you know, the one with like the white tip, the one with like the plastic white tip.
I've never seen.
Really? Mommy, you are so lame.
Whatever.
One of the plastic cigarillos, and he was talking to her, you know, but I didn't know what flirting was. But now that I know what flirting is, I think that that's what it was, you know. And then that's all that I remember from the encounter, you know. But then anyway, we were at like a family party, and I hear him say, "I don't smoke," because his wife was teasing him about smoking, and he was like, "Yeah, but I quit smoking." And I heard what he said, and I turned around, and I'm thinking, you know, this is not lining up with my memory of what just happened last week. So I said, "Yes, you do." Oh my God. And then you know that thing that men do when like they don't want to be caught up to, like, oh no, she lying.
Oh my God.
Lying.
Knowing you probably adamant about it too.
Yes, Pete. And I was like, yes, I was. I was like, no, because when you start to call me a liar, I'm thinking he's trying to assassinate my character, and now you're the one that's lying, sir. You have something to hide. That's what I was thinking. And I was like, if I'm adamant enough, then she will interrogate him. I was just upset because I didn't get the vindication at that moment, but I know she probably like chewed him out in private, and I hope she did. So what
happened? He was like, nah, you just like, okay, you just gave up?
Yeah. No, well, I was like, no, it's true. What I'm saying is true. I saw him. He was talking to the girl, and then she said this, and then he said this, and then he took a puff of the cigarillo. I remember it.
That's so messed up. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then he kept denying it, and I was like, it's true. And then I think somebody told me to be quiet. Yeah.
I bet my friend probably appreciated it. I didn't know any of this. Well, I'm sure he didn't want that to get out.
I didn't know that it wasn't right to say it at the time, but it's just when somebody calls you a liar, you're like, excuse me.
Wow.
You're not going to do me an injustice, sir.
I did not know that. Well, hey, it is what it is.
Really, it is what it is.
Yeah, you was a snitch too. Jada was very sneaky.
You know?
Jada is a ninja. Yes.
She just keeps it cool, calm, and collected all the time.
Yes. And she's
an emotional ninja.
Oh my God. And she just like slink along the wall, and she just disappears, and she knows everything. Like, how does she know? Yes. Like, how does she know everybody's business?
Yeah. And then she won't say it, but if you ask her, she'll be like, hey, listen.
But you ain't heard that from me. And then she put her head side to side. I'm like, how the hell she know that?
Yeah. Like a silent Yoda.
Yes. She is a ninja. Okay. She is sneaky as hell, and she know everything. And she come in and out the room, or you don't even know it.
Yeah.
Whereas you, ma'am, I can always tell where Ebony has been.
Stop talking about me. It's not okay.
There's always something in like a jar or disarray or a little messy. I'm like, okay, Ebony went to the kitchen, then she went to the restroom. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, she sat down and watched TV. Cool.
You can't do that anymore. You can.
You leave cabinet doors open in the kitchen.
I do?
Yes.
Even today?
Yes. You leave cabinet that one above the stove. You leave that open, and then I was like, "Oh, Ebony."
How long ago was that?
That was like the other day, and then you turn. Stop it! You turn that light on right there in the hallway. The first one. You turn that on.
No.
And then yes.
I don't remember.
And then
I do not recall.
The rug in the bathroom, I can tell you had like propped it open because you had like pushed up against the door.
Oh, I do that because I thought that's what you wanted me to do.
Yes, I do want you to do that. You asked
me. So then don't add that to the list.
I'm adding it to the list because you said, how do I know where you've been? So I know that you came out of the room.
No, I'm talking about mess.
You came out the room.
I'm talking about mess.
You went to the bathroom.
No, you're kicking it. You're kicking it.
You flicked on the light so you can see what I'm doing because you nosy.
No.
Then you came into
To
the
see what you're
kitchen.
doing.
You did
No,
something in that
no,
cabinet.
that's
I don't
not
know what
true.
it was.
That's not true.
But you left
That's
it
not
open.
true.
And then you
now we're just talking.
decided,
We have
and
to
went
stop,
right back
mommy.
into the room.
Mama, we have to
That's
stop.
what you did.
We have to stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can always tell what
You can just go on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Did you know that?
You know that. Who, me?
Yes.
Not I.
Mommy. Where'd you get this spirit from?
You asked me how did I know where you've been, and I told you how.
I don't know. Oh, just such a spirited woman.
But wait, can I answer your original question? You said,
what was my original question?
You said, do I have a good relationship with my mom? And I
what?
said,
How long ago did I ask that question?
Listen up. Yes, then no, then yes, yes, and yes. But we had a rough patch.
I know. I remember you telling me.
And then we got good again, and then she was my bestie again.
So ask me about me.
So, what's your take on your mom, Ebony?
I think that my mom is cool. Sometimes she is truly infuriating, but sometimes she is also pretty cool because she likes to give support. It's just sometimes the way she be giving the support be infuriating. You know.
Do you guys get along?
For the most part. The only thing is my mom doesn't understand my emotions, and I wish she would. I wish she would be more empathetic to my emotions and just understand that even if I don't handle the situation in the way that she would handle the situation, that's okay that I handle it my way, and maybe I'll learn along my journey how to handle it the right way for me. But if I have to cry more often, then I just have to cry. It's been my thing. I'm a crier.
But you have to grow up sometimes, sweetheart. You can't cry about everything.
Yes, you can.
No,
you don't have to do it in public. See, that's you doing it to me, mommy. You don't have to do it in public. I agree. But I can definitely cry about whatever I need to cry about.
I understand that. I'm not saying don't ever cry. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is every situation does not warrant a cry.
Well, if I decide to cry about not being able to buy broccoli at the grocery store, then I will cry about not being able to buy broccoli at the grocery store.
I'll just be like, fuck it, I ain't getting it today.
And then away. Maybe I'll move on afterwards, but I'm allowed to be sad in that moment.
Jeez, man.
I need my dramatic moment.
That's what's wrong with this fucking generation.
Let's not get started on that, okay? I could say so many things about you and your generation. I could tell so many things about you and your generation. This is you just being insensitive towards my emotions again. You're trying to discredit my emotions, and it's not gonna work. I'm telling you this right now. You really think you're gonna play with me?
You need help.
I need help.
I'm really proud of you though from this past Saturday.
Thank you. I think I did a pretty good job.
I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
I always told you to do anything you want to do, and I'm so glad that you are.
Really? Mm-hmm. Because before we were actually having this argument. Can I not work, eat good food,
Jesus Christ,
and write all day? Now my answer is yes.
Here we go.
Now to some people this might seem like a pipe dream, but to me
it don't seem like a pipe dream. It seems lazy as hell.
It does not. It's, listen, do you think that everybody, I mean, I'm not just gonna spend the whole day laid up in the house. Do you know me?
No, you said
all?
You also want to work out and eat good food.
No, and of course I want to go out and do different activities and meet new, you know what I'm saying? Have a life and all of that. But you're just not understanding that I don't want a conventional 8-hour work day, or 9 rather, because they don't pay you for that lunch break, which is bullshit.
I didn't say anything about that.
That's what I'm talking about.
But you never said you were going to work, dog. You just said, I don't want to work. Well, I really just want to sit. I just want to eat good food. And
well, if I'm to elaborate, then I mean...
That's what you said.
To elaborate, then I mean that I just don't want to work
I was like,
an 8 to 9 hour job. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm saying,
want
dog.
to be lazy. That's what you want to do. You want to be a
No, you're making an
lazy
assumption
person.
and a projection. I do not want to be lazy. I want to get paid to do the things that I enjoy doing. That's what I meant.
Okay. I think you should.
I'm going to. There's no question about it.
Okay.
I've already seen the vision and I've enacted it, and it's in motion.
Now remember, you got kicked off the one website for doing some janky shit. Okay,
What
don't do
website?
that again.
I'm not talking about being a sugar baby.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking
they got
about.
your ass the fuck out of there. Okay, I'm just saying,
Mommy. This is where the podcast is going to end. Okay.
Okay. Well, it got real. Okay. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That's what I'm talking about. This goddamn generation, man. Y'all just be like,
stop doing that. That's not nice.
My feelings and my feelings have feelings and they feel so feelings.
I don't do that. Don't make people think that I do that.
Not you.
Okay.
You don't do that. Do you do that?
Sometimes, maybe.
Jesus Christ.
If I see something that's very beautiful and I'm having an intense spiritual moment, perhaps a tear will fall down my cheek. But unless that's
You're so full of shit.
We decided to end the episode there because my emotional nature was getting to be a little bit much for my mom. But I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to be uploading a new episode within the next week, so be on the lookout for that. And stay blessed, shorty. Bye.